Hi, my name is Helen Maroulis. I'm from the USA. I am a Super 8 ambassador, and I'm also a 2012 World Silver Medalist.
Tell us a little bit about what, when you look at something like the Super 8 campaign, what is it about the campaign that you sort of attach yourself to the most? Like, what is it that you enjoy or think is most important?
Most importantly, I'm really passionate about wrestling and being a female wrestler and experiencing what it was like coming up when it wasn't as popular. I'm very passionate about helping to further promote women's wrestling in the future. And so this campaign really spoke to me about that.
And what are some ways in which you think that wrestling is currently, what are some steps you see being taken at the organizational level or at the local level? Do you think there's a lot of excitement a lot of excitement behind wrestling as well, women's wrestling?
Definitely. Since I started wrestling and just seeing these past couple of years, I think there's a lot of support for women's wrestling, and there's definitely a lot of talk and a lot of action surrounding how we can continue to grow and promote women's wrestling, especially on a global level, and I think that's extremely important, and it's nice to see it continue to grow.
When you look back at your experience, what was it that drew you to the sport?
I started playing sports when I was 3, and I was asked to quit every sport that I ever joined because I was shy or I was uncoordinated, and I just started wrestling pretty much off of a fluke because my little brother needed a partner one day. But it really helped me to come into my own shell, and it taught me a lot about hard work, discipline. It gave me confidence, and it's been an incredible journey, and it's really shaped me as a person. So for that reasons, I love it.
And do you find yourself talking to younger wrestlers about the lessons that you've learned through the sport?
I definitely find myself talking to younger girls about the lessons I've learned through this sport, especially since some of them might be going through some challenges that maybe myself and some of the other older women have had to face, as far as not being equal opportunities, or we're still trying to get 50 states to have women's wrestling, in the US at least. And so I think it's really good for these younger girls to hear stories from myself and from others, as it was for me to hear from other women, just about how they overcame some challenges and what the rewards are now, which is traveling the world, scholarships, and then just getting to achieve your dream of Olympics.
Tell me, what are the 3 things that you think you've been able to see, experience, achieve, do in general? And it doesn't have to be necessarily just wrestling based, but because of wrestling, what are some 3 things you think that a life with wrestling has that a life without wrestling does not, for you?
One of the things I really appreciate about wrestling is that it's provided me the opportunity to travel the world, and with that I've been able to learn and experience new cultures, meet new people, and just have a new appreciation for sport and culture in that sense. And then also it's provided me with opportunities for my education. I got to go to school overseas to train, compete there, and that's something I never thought that I would be able to do, especially when I first started wrestling on an all-boys team. And lastly, it's just provided me with just lifelong friendships and relationships, and it surrounds me with really great people that are all working very hard for the same thing, and I don't think I would have been the same person if I didn't wrestle.